sleep's one of the most important things, even from a physical perspective, and like Miss is saying, from a mental perspective. If you can get enough sleep, you're setting yourself up to succeed, basically. If you're always tired or anything in the mornings, then you're just going to be at 50% and you're not going to get the best out of yourself.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ratcliffe Rambles. I am your host, Kai-sen Chan. Today, I'm with
Ben.
Yeah, and
Oh,
today,
sorry.
yeah,
Who else do I have there?
doesn't matter. Today, we are joined by 3 guests. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Mr. Warner. I'm the chaplaincy grad.
I'm Miss Northcott. I'm one of the sports graduates.
I'm Mr. Bailey, and I'm also one of the sports graduates.
So, for today's episode, it's centered around, graduates working here at Ratcliffe College, if that wasn't obvious enough. And, would you like to explain to our audience what graduates actually are? Like working here? What's it like? And what,
Do you want me to crack off and start?
Okay.
The kind of day in life of grads is we're teaching all the time, out on the sports pitches, and then we're also full-time on the boarding programme. So we have designated nights that we're on duty, and so we're a bit of everything, to be honest. We get chucked all sorts of directions.
Yeah, so it's a lot more of the practical side of sport rather than obviously so much the academic. Like Miss said, it's all the boarding as well.
Yeah, mine's a bit different. So I don't have classes per se. I do go into like tutor groups, and I do go into the prep school quite a lot. So I do interact with students quite a lot. But mine's a lot more kind of planning for services, helping people with celebrations of the word, and also kind of that pastoral kind of role as well. So I'm always available if anyone wants to chat about anything, really.
Oh, got it. Where did you guys go for school, and what was your favorite subject there? If that's all right.
Yeah, so I went to secondary school at Thomas Astley Community College, which is in Broughton Astley, so south of the county. Went to sixth form at King Edward VI College in Nuneaton, and then I went to university in Lancaster, the University of Lancaster. And then my favourite subject in school was history. I was a massive history buff, still am. But I studied politics, philosophy, religion at university, so kind of left it behind a bit. But
I went to quite a few schools. I went to St Anselm's in Bakewell, Cargill in Edinburgh, and then we went to Oakham for literally from year 6 all the way up until sixth form, and then I study at Open University. I study sports, exercise and fitness. And then my favourite subject was sports science shock and art, probably.
Art, no.
Yeah.
Can I get that?
It's a bit of a shock, yeah. Everyone's a bit surprised.
So I went to West Ridgefield School in Nottingham up until GCSEs, so I did my GCSEs there, and then I went over to Stamford for my A-levels. After that, I went down to Twickenham for uni at St Mary's, where I did sports rehab. Oh, favourite subject? Probably PE, same thing. Anything active, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So, outside of your job, what do you like to do?
Well, sports. I'm not. It's a boring one, but
Yeah.
I love to do sport outside.
Any particular sports?
I'm netball. I play.
Yeah.
so I do a lot of things, like reading. Quite like reading. I do clay pigeon shooting, so I go there a lot of weekends just with my dad, shoot a few clays.
Going to the gym, doing sport. Tend to watch quite a lot of Netflix in spare time. Yeah, otherwise it's sport. Obviously go home, seeing the family sometimes. Down to London occasionally.
So, what does a typical day as a grad look like, and what do you like most about maybe Ratcliffe College in general, or just in one of your days here, I guess?
General day, it changes every day. It's not so much of a set schedule, but so every morning first period, one of the sports grads will be in the gym for the sixth formers.
Oh yeah.
Running that, and then it depends. We're on all of the PE and games lessons, and then after school and co-curricular obviously varies from day to day, but then it's that's mostly it in terms of the lessons.
We're in the prep school quite on Wednesdays and Fridays, so it's not like we're just senior. We also over there we do prep gates in the morning with the little ones. I was there this morning in the rain. And then we obviously full-time matches as well. So most Saturdays we're back, and then straight on to boarding if we're on boarding duty. So yeah, just
Busy day.
stamina, we're just good at that.
Some of them are very busy days.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little bit nicer. We've got not so much in the mornings, but afternoons are always busy.
Yeah.
Sometimes mornings are very busy.
First week is like killer because it's like getting back into the swing of things. It's like, right, bit of a shot to the system.
Yeah, so Mondays, Thursdays, my day of duty, and then we have we split weekends, so like a rota for weekends as well. So yeah, so I think generally every day is pretty consistent, although there are different things. So again, I'm over the prep school later on, and when the very little ones, Swans and Cygnets, they love coming. Me and Francis like going over there. Like they like seeing us. So yeah, it's very nice going over there.
So these now we're going to move into some more like direct questions based on subjects.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Warner, how do you support the chaplaincy department?
Yeah, so I support in a lot of different ways. So I kind of help Francis a lot. I work with Francis very closely. We help her with a lot of things. So we help like plan services and celebrations of the word, as well as masses as well. So the PowerPoints you have in chapel, I do a lot of work with them. Do a lot with scripts, kind of rehearsing bits of a service or a mass with students. Or with Father Philip as well. I think especially kind of preparation for mass. I help set up a mass sometimes, especially the weekends. And then also I have that kind of pastoral side as well. So if kids ever come to the office with an issue or trouble, I talk to them. Have a bit of a chat. I go up and check up on kids as well. So I kind of like Francis number 2 in a way, kind of assisting
Francis Junior.
Francis Junior, yeah. Just kind of assisting what she does really. So yeah, that's kind of generally how I support her.
Very nice.
Here's a somewhat, I guess, I don't know if this will be difficult to you, but to me it's quite difficult because I don't do RS anymore. But how would you, I guess, define this term's gospel value? Like, what does it mean to you?
Okay. So this term's gospel value is peace. Obviously, there's kind of the more kind of explicit connotations of that, so like peace between people, between nations. So obviously in the news there's a lot of news about the war in Russia, war in Ukraine, conflict in the Middle East and all over the world. So that's obviously kind of more explicit, kind of focusing on that, focusing on treating each other, how you would like to be treated, that kind of golden rule which Jesus says. But something that really struck me was I went to a talk a few months ago by a Dominican friar, Father Lawrence Liu, and he said a lot of these external issues, so war, conflict, suffering and poverty, are kind of a cause of a lack of peace in yourself and in your heart, really. Something which kind of and no matter if you have the richest person in the world, you got a load of friends, you got a load of money, a load of wealth, that's something that which the world cannot give, that kind of inner peace, which only kind of relationship with God, relationship with Christ can kind of heal. So I think maybe for kind of, especially as we're coming into Lent, kind of maybe just think about kind of how Christ can fulfill that kind of inner peace within you. So that's kind of what it means to me, really. So
That's fair. Right. Should we move on to the sports section?
Yeah, I thought he's answered the other question we had planned for him. So, sports grads, have you had any previous injuries? And if so, how did you recover?
There's a couple. Like, I've dislocated my shoulder playing netball in a final match. And it's crazy because you're built with you've got so much adrenaline, like in a finals. So I just literally went to my goal defence and I was like, can you just pop it, just hold my arm, and I just popped it straight in. And I did not feel the repercussions of doing that when I obviously popped it back in. And then after the game, let's just say I was in quite a bit of pain. And the recovery after it, I was like, probably should have just gone off, but didn't care. And I just carried on playing.
When?
Yeah. Still shooting. Yeah, and then, my ankles with netball, that's been just like a recurring, there's all sorts that have gone wrong with them. So it's when you go down and then even if you're not sporty, when you've done something. And I think once it becomes more and more regular, you get more prone to being able to deal with it. And it's almost like a rhythm, what to do. So it's just being very self-aware and being like, right, my ankle's hurting, and not being stubborn and then turning around and being like, I want to carry on playing. The amount of times I've been stubborn and gone back on because I want to play the match, and then my recovery's 4 weeks longer than it should be because of
Mm.
just going on for that 10 minutes is not worth it. Yeah, I mean, I've dislocated my thumb playing golf, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. It was,
Laid back.
I took the club back, went down, thought I was going to let go of the golf club because I was flinging it that hard, went to go grab it and then grabbed my thumb at the same time and pulled it completely out of its socket.
Nice.
Yeah, had quite a few ligament damage with that
Very
one.
different definition of expert.
I had something in cricket. I was running up to bowl and I got my finger caught in my pocket and pulled that
Yeah.
out again. So
And people underestimate the fact you need it for a lot of things.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I had mine in like a brace and I couldn't do anything with it for like
I was
2
to
weeks.
go to America and then
Oh.
to go teach sport out there with it, and I looked like an absolute numpty with it on because I had this cast on my thumb, and then I got a suntan of just where the cast was. It was awful. It was so bad. But yeah, no, they're probably out of everything the main ones, the funnier ones. I don't know, the better story.
Well, I don't know if mine are that funny, but I'll see. Where should I start? Probably in school. So, since 2018, I've had 4 separate operations on injuries, entirely from rugby. Ankle, knee, shoulder, finger. Most of them out for 6, 7+ months each time.
Didn't get to do much rugby by the sounds of it.
No, I spent most of my time just in the gym
Cool.
rehabbing, and then I'll always be back for pre-season, the bit that everybody loves. And then I'll be injured again at the beginning of the season. So it's a great few years. Yeah, it was amazing. That's the big ones, but I've had pretty much everything you can imagine. Like missed dislocated shoulder, like missed pop it back in. It's
With sport, it's funny because it's like everyone's just so stubborn, and it's like when you start getting injured more and more often, you just become more and more annoyed. So it's like,
Do you ever get used to like the pain of?
oh yeah,
yeah.
100%.
I feel like that adds to the substance, maybe.
Once I started getting injured, like with my ankles and stuff, like at the start, if I went straight over on my ankle, it would be like it ping back up, and then like I knew I'd do something, and then I'd be like crying, because I was also younger. But then the more and more you do it, you're like, oh, this happens all the time, whatever.
Yeah,
Just
I
keep
think you
playing.
get to a point and you just sort of accept that it's part of sport, especially if you want to play competitively rather than just for fun. Like you accept that it's
You just got to.
it's what can happen, and it's not necessarily anybody's fault. It's just the cards you've been dealt. So you just got to try and play what you've got, really.
I feel like you know the pain to come off. You know the pain to you're all right to carry on, and like it's that kind of competitive nature of right. You're just going to grin and bear it for the last bet. I think that's the important thing.
You definitely want to make sure you rehab it properly, though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just gonna be on and off again.
Yeah.
With the same thing.
We might be running out of time, so I'll just ask this one last question, and then we're probably gonna have to end it there. How can students stay fit with a busy schedule, do you think?
I think just trying to plan your time effectively. Just try and do as much as you can while still doing all the things you need to do, like all your schoolwork and making sure you're eating enough, especially. I think just forward planning, seeing when you've got time free, when you're realistically going to be able to do it, because sometimes you get back from school, you really don't want to do anything.
It's very out of it.
Yeah, but sometimes that's the best time to do something, because it can take your mind off it, help you relax then for the evening. Obviously, it depends what you've got in the evening, but I think just planning and making sure if it's something you want to do, you will find time to do it, basically.
My thing is I've worked like quite a lot with the under 13 girls, where it's like burnout's such an like for that age group especially, but for every age group, like yeah, you want to be busy, yeah, you want to keep on doing all your stuff, but you got to be really self-aware and turn around and say, I am actually shattered and I need to have a bit of a break, and giving you like it's accepting that you're not bad to have a break. It's not a bad thing to have a break. Like it's a good thing to be able to notice, okay, my body is tired, I need to just slow down a bit, and noticing like not just overpowering stuff, being like, yes, 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 yes. Sometimes you need to say no. And that's really important because you just want to do everything. And I think that's a big thing.
I mean, especially when you're at a school like this, it's got so much to offer from a sporting perspective, so many opportunities to do stuff. Like Miss says, you do have to sometimes just reflect and think, right, okay, I've done 3 hours of sport today. Probably not a smart idea to go and do 2 hours of training in the evening. Might do something, stay active, bit of stretching, whatever it is, but like I say, just being reflective and actually thinking what's the best thing. That what can you get out of it right now?
Yeah.
If you're shattered, like Miss says, then you're not going to get much out of it. But if you can actually go and do something productive, then it's always good.
And also like eating healthily. Like that's eating healthy, but like not turning around being like, I need to be this like weight and that kind of thing. Like
Just in general.
yeah, you just need to like eat proper meals and like healthy meals and not restrict yourself to certain like only having like supper. You know what I mean? Like you have all 3 meals of the day, like that's really important, especially like the kids at school, like you have such a busy school life. Like such a busy school life, and you gotta keep like you'll notice if you don't have breakfast in the morning, your brain will just be like by second period, you know what I mean? And then yeah, and sleep's so important because like every hour past, I'm gonna sound like a parent, but every hour past like midnight is effectively like 2 hours in your brain. So it's like you'd be going to bed at 1 a.m. and in your brain it's like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? So like you do like sleep is. I mean, it's rich coming from me because I go to bed so late, but like I because I'm a night owl, but like you like sleep is so important. And I think a lot of like kids at like your guys' age really underestimates like how important it is. I wish
feel like
I
a
slept
lot-
bit more.
Yeah, a lot of people our age like either stay up because they want to do their hobbies or they have to study because
Yeah.
it's fair enough at A level, right? But yeah.
Sleep's one of the most important things, even from a physical perspective and
Yeah.
like Miss is saying, from a mental perspective. If you can get enough sleep, you're setting yourself up to succeed, basically.
Yeah.
If you're always tired or anything in the mornings, then you're just going to be at 50% and you're not going to get the best out of yourself. Whereas if you obviously get enough sleep and, like what I was saying before, planning what you're going to be doing, then you should.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all the time we have today. Thank you for answering our questions so much. And I guess that'll be the end of the episode. Check out our socials, check out our Instagram, check out our YouTube, check out our Spotify, and leave a comment, give us a like. And that's all from us. Thank you.